Spoiler warning! I'll be talking about the 11th episode of AKEBI'S Sailor Uniform in this video. And if you haven't seen the episode yet, then I suggest you watch it first and then come back here. Okay? Okay. So the episode starts with AKEBI coming late to class, while we get shots of her classmates hanging out before it starts. She arrives just on time, as her classmates say. It's the first for them seeing AKEBI getting to class just on time. Tomono Kojo then walks up to her to ask whether she'd be performing at the after party of the athletic festival, and she said yes. She has been practicing for it, her moves, and, well, what she's going to be dancing, which is the very reason why she was almost late. Everyone then huddled up and then told her they're going to go and see her performance when the event comes. I find it pretty cute as well, as we get a shot of Kizaki Erika just staring at them so adorably. We then follow her to the gymnasium as she sees the covered up piano on stage. And this alone could already tell us what's gonna happen in the next episode. We then move to Kizaki Erika cutting her nails, and it was pretty surprising to see her not give it a sniff. Like, you know, the first episode. She starts to play the piano in her mind as she also thought about AKEBI at the moment, and that shocked her. Later, Kizaki Erika and Usagihara Toko are eating at their cafeteria at the dorms, as she points out to Erika that she could play the piano while AKEBI performs her dance. Usagihara Toko says stuff like she has the music, what AKEBI will be performing, and that the song itself has a piano accompaniment, and how everyone would love it if they performed together. It was also adorable seeing Kizaki Erika here so flustered. Usagihara Toko then offers her cookies to her as she gladly accepts. And my god, does she eat so elegantly here? She's just so gorgeous as always. After the credits rolled, we then see Komichi AKEBI, Usagihara Toko, Riri Minakami, Washio Hitomi, Yasuku Nawashiro, and Ryo Nishijo practicing for their volleyball event. And it was so funny and relatable just seeing them not being good at the sport. It really brings back memories when me and my class had to do the same thing. They'd bump into each other, sometimes miss the ball or hit the net. And that made sense since they first started playing, so of course, there'd be mistakes and bumps along the way. After the practice, AKEBI and Toko walk together as they talk about whether they could do a training camp. But they don't have the place to do so that was the only problem they had. Until AKEBI had an idea. Later that evening, AKEBI called her old teacher from her old school to try and ask her if they could use the gym to practice. And the two catch up a bit, and her teacher breaks down happily to just hear her enjoying her life in school. Now that was such a heartwarming scene, to be honest, just hearing her teacher cry, and then as soon as AKEBI breaks down, my tears just wouldn't stay still and immediately went down my face. Usagihara Toko then went to Hitomi Washio and Yasuku Nawashiro's room to ask them about the training camp on Sunday, but they were busy on that day and couldn't make it. We then see Hitomi Washio writing out a form for something as she shows Yasuku Nawashiro what it was. Afterwards, Usagihara Toko had an idea, and we first see her checking up on Kizaki Erika. And we can see here how much she's putting a lot of effort into practicing the song. She leaves her alone and continues to head somewhere else. We then go back to AKEBI as she tells Riri Minakami and Ryo Nishijo about the news, and they were happy with the idea. Kao then acts all grumpy because she wants to go with them, but Kao still was able to go with them in the end. Once everyone met up, they were surprised to see both Hitomi Washio and Yasuku Nawashiro with them when they said they had a meeting going on. I'd also want to say how funny this scene was when Kao says "you're big" and the cute music just stops and we get a shot of her confused face. I swear I wasn't expecting something like that happening, and that really made me laugh so hard. Once everyone was there, they immediately set off to head towards AKEBI'S old school. And it's also cool to see Hitomi Washio having more screen time now, since we rarely see her in the show. Once they arrived, Kao led them to the gym while AKEBI went to her teacher to grab the keys. And as soon as they got in, they immediately started practicing, and it was a cute moment just seeing them do their best in volleyball. And AKEBI was even improving a lot. At the same time, had fun doing it. All of them then spent time together, played together, teased each other, and just doing fun things together. Once they were on their break, Usagi Harutoku wants to use the restroom, but she doesn't know where to go. So Akebi then led her herself. We get to learn here as well that the school itself was shutting down as soon as Kao graduates, and seeing Akebi saying how happy she was when she gets to spend time in it with her new friends before it closes down, that really made me smile as to how pure Akebi really is. As they were heading back, Akebi notices her teacher peeking at the gym, as we then get a shocking reveal. Okay, before I continue, I too didn't expect this to happen, but before the full reveal, we get a shot of a girl with white hair running, and that immediately got my attention and concluded everyone was there. And I was right. Kami Mokoneku, Hotaro Hiraiwa, Ai Tatsumori, Tomono Kojo, Kei Tanigawa, Okuma Minoru, Ayumi Togiguchi, Oshizu Hibimori, and Mai Togano. They were all there, and that made Akebi so happy. And just seeing her reaction really gave me a warm feeling as I was watching. It was really wholesome as she gives her a hug to thank her. She then apologizes that Kizaki Erika couldn't make it as she had to do some practicing herself. And we continue to see how she's doing. As she plays, she imagines Akebi dancing around her as if it were the actual thing. She fits the way the song plays to Akebi's dancing. The animation was just breathtaking as always. Akebi's dancing here was so amazing and elegant, to be honest. Afterwards, everyone was in position as Akebi started the practice. And we then move on to Akebi and Kao talking in the bathroom on how fun the day was. And she agreed happily. The next day, we see Akebi in front of the school gate as the day of the athletic festival has arrived. And she walks a step forward as the episode ends there. Now this episode really had some emotional moments here, and it isn't even sad. Everyone arriving in the end was just all the friends we've made along the way moment right there, and I really love it. Kizaki, Erika, and Akebi really showed us that with hard work, everything will pay off. The same could be said a few episodes ago when Oshizu Hibimori was learning to play the guitar for Akebi. I am pretty excited to see Komichi, Akebi, and Kizaki Erika's performance next episode. As we know, they'll be performing Fukumoto Miki's song Ahem, which is one of my favorite songs from her, just to let you guys know. So if I were to rate this episode, I would give it a 10 out of 10. Everything was just perfect for me. The music, the animation, the story, I don't know what else to say other than that. So I can't wait for the next episode, and I believe I am gonna cry at the end for how amazing this show was to me. I don't know, we'll see. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. See ya!